So I am live, maybe. Let me share. Okay, so let me turn on my camera so that you people can see me. Maybe you guys can have a look of my what is this like face. Is my camera visible? Yes. Okay. I'm not. I don't look good. My hair is not well. So please pardon me all those things. Let me just check like whether my live is live. Yes, it is live. I think. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, you are on your live.
Perfect. 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 Okay. So many people are joining. I'm very happy. Like many people are joining, and like see how much people will be coming up. So like first of all, I just wanted to say to everyone, see, I didn't had much time throughout my day because I was totally hectic on my office time today. So I hadn't time to prepare anything. The thing is that I just want to say or ask to you everyone, as I mentioned particularly multiple time maybe. I want to create this platform as an open learning and an open education platform where your knowledge, your like thought is much important over here. Like if I know something, so you might know something. So we want I want you all to collaborate here. I want you to all to speak here. It's not me that I will be teaching you all. It's you people are the students sometimes, or you people are the what is it teacher sometime. Okay, so we are like what is this the on a same platform or same experience we can say. So I may face some different issue in my office or my company. You might face different architecture or different issues on your company. So if whatever you are supposed facing and whatever the learning you are getting, you might share with us so that in coming days, if we are facing the same issue, so we can like rectify that without any hesitation of if we are getting the same thing so that we can like get an understanding that what's happening and what's not. So this is like first thing I just wanted to say. So coming to cloud and DevOps, I think and I believe that most of the people are already known to cloud, already known to like the operating system, networking, database, and so on, multiples of things. And I really appreciate that thing as well. So coming back to the actual thing, see, um, what I say, like if we start with DevOps, okay, so so many people may lack in their courses or so many people may lack that some part of networking, some part of operating system, so people lacks on. And the topic we will be like trying to cover today basically on the networking and operating system. And I want you all to contribute wherever I'm stuck or wherever like you think that there could be a opportunity to add. So please add, do not hesitate on that. So again, like I was like I wanted to thank you everyone for joining the like session, and I want you everyone to again to be interactive. So let's get started. Like see, if I say about DevOps or the cloud or the things, we generally go with one particular operating system, which is the Linux. And like most people will agree with me. But I never saw one particular thing. I saw multiples of DevOps courses and etc. Windows is not being covered. And behind the scenes, there are some other operating systems out there which is not being covered. So we need to understand those things as well, I believe. Okay. So like if I say about Windows, if you have time, if you have possibilities to learn those things in other time, so this is the topic I could say what you should learn on Windows. First thing, that how you are going to install the Windows Server on your like VMware or workstation or the Oracle VirtualBox, anything. So it's your task, you can say at your point, that how you're going to install and how you're going to like activate the operating system. Secondly, whenever you are adding a virtual machine, so please try to add another virtual machine if it is possible. Or like dual operating system, dual VM could be a best opportunity to learn the thing. First thing first, whenever we log into system, what we get that we need to log into the system. Yes. If I say about my home machine, so what I do log, I generally do not have any password on my home machine. And most people also, I believe, like do not have any password. But in company, we have a password. We have a password expiration that happens like in 30 days, 90 days, 45 days, depending upon the company's policy. How these things happens? So these things happens with Active Directory, which is one of the requirements behind the scene of DevOps. That's I believe. If I'm wrong, so please correct me at any point of time. Okay. So I do not want to deviate any wrong thing over here. Maybe I may have a lack of knowledge at any point of time. So please correct me. Okay. So coming back here, like Active Directory is a, one of the tool that we should learn. What thing we should learn? We should learn only the fundamentals. How to add a user ID, how to add some permission to that user ID, how to add a computer to the domain, and how we can troubleshoot some of the things if the user is not visible or the permissions which I'm trying to activate is not going through. You can do that chat GPT, those things, and you are done. Once you are done with that thing, so Active Directory, you have understood, you have how to create a user and etc. What you got a IAM thing, which we say identity and access management. Now if you know the like what is this, PHP, React.js, Java, or anything, or if you don't know, so you can like do the chat GPT as well. Create an application, try to connect that Active Directory with your application, that whether you are can you like log in with your Active Directory or not. If you can log into that Active Directory with your application, I know like it's something on a developer side, no issues. If you can like communicate with that thing, then you are okay. Then that means you have learned a thing that how you can communicate, and how to communicate. We need LDAP, lightweight directory, lightweight Active Directory protocol is the full form of probably LDAP. So we need to know that how LDAP works. Then we will get to know that how we can connect that. This is one of the learning opportunity we should grab, I believe. What like industry wants basically. So this is the one of the point you could learn on a Windows server. Second thing, what you can learn on Windows server, that see, we do not have domain. Everyone is not like capable to purchase a domain, like paying like 1,000 rupees or like 1,500 rupees for a year for a domain subscription, and people may not be willing to pay that thing. So what happens on that time? That time people do not understand that how DNS works, how DHCP works. So people deviate on those networking parts. So if we install Active Directory, by default DHCP and DNS gets activated. Again, we can understand that the what DNS is. So I think like most people know what DNS is. DNS is nothing but the domain naming services or the server. Maybe like but I forgot the name. So DNS helps us in resolving the IP address to host name. That is, if I say in AWS, it is Route 53. If I say in Azure, it is Azure DNS is already there. Okay. So such that we have a service. I have my own domain. I have my DNS hosted in Microsoft 365 admin panel. Okay. And I generally work on that thing. And my domain is purchased on Hostinger. You might know like different service providers are there where you can purchase the domain. Okay, so same thing we can do on Active Directory DNS server. So practice as much as possible on those things. In like coming days, we will try to do the same lab if it is like feasible, or if you guys be agree on that, so we can connect, we can check what is it possible or not. Secondly, If you are hosting a suppose Windows server on cloud, and you are trying to attach one of your computer to the domain with that cloud, or like with your public IP, suppose you will not be able to do that in India particularly. This is what I saw the challenge. Why? Because India has blocked one of the port number, which we say 445 is the SMB port number, like simple messaging block port number, maybe full form. So that is blocked on India. So if you have VPN, or if you have any other services, so you can try. I don't know about the other countries, like whether they have that, what is this, restriction or not. If they do not have any restriction, so they can easily like join the domain. If they have a restriction, then it is your another learning, that how I can add my domain, sorry, my computer to the domain through public cloud. So that will be another topic we can cover, or we can learn, or you can practice as well at your time. Third, in Windows Server, what we can learn, or what we should learn, is a major topic, which is IIS server, which is we say Internet Information Services server. What happens with IIS? We generally know that, I believe, like you people may know, that Nginx is one of the popular application in terms of web server. Then there is a Apache is one of the popular web server. You might heard Tomcat for Java. You might heard another web server name as Caddy. Okay, so that is like derived from maybe Nginx. Okay, and there are others web servers are there. So why IIS we use? If I say so, IIS is particularly or mostly optimized for your .NET projects. So if you have any .NET projects, so you must need IIS, because IIS has those settings to host those applications. Because what happens, like if I'm suppose writing a code in PHP, so I would have a .php thing. If I'm writing a code on React or in Angular, I would have a .js application. If I suppose write a Java application, so I would have a .jar file or WAR file. Sorry. So these are the things, like that is why they have a different web server. Like IIS is mostly for what is this, the .NET application. Additionally, if we want to host any SPA application, which we say single page application on React, Angular, or anything, so we can leverage IIS as well. So this is the like part we should cover in Windows. This is like your task, like for a learning perspective, if I say. So please learn at your own these things, and if I get opportunity to like go through all those things, I will definitely try on those part as well. So I'm taking a pause here and asking you all to please ask whatever the question till now you have. Please ask me so that we can have a doubt clearing session. If you are stuck by anywhere, or if I'm like very speedy at my voice, please knock me out. Tell me what are your queries till now, or are we like odd enough understood whatever I just tried discussing here. Platform is yours. Please.
Hi, Saurav.
Yes, hi Chandu.
This is Chandu.
Yes,
Regarding, as you said, IIS is for .NET. So, can
yes.
we proceed with Terraform for the future projects, like for explaining more projects?
See,
Like,
definitely, like this is the advanced topic which you are talking right now. We will definitely like come along with the Terraform, Ansible, Helm Kubernetes, Docker, everything we will be covering up. There is no issue. But the thing is that what I'm thinking, or like I'm trying to catch up from the very beginning, that I'm thinking that the most people may know the fundamentals. Some people may not know the fundamentals. Since I'm trying to record the session on YouTube, like coming future, if anybody is coming by any chance like to my YouTube, and if they are trying to see or try to like get up some knowledge from my YouTube, so they can understand that okay, I may have missed that particular part on the fundamentals ground, so they can cover that as well. So that is what like
Sure.
my try is basically. So
Got it, Saro. And
yes,
also one more thing, I
yes.
need to means I'm expecting from your end is that some kind of roadmap, like as you said, right, from fundamentals to the next level, some
Uh,
roadmap kind of thing. One video could be arranged, like this we
I
are going to do it,
understand.
and this we are going
See,
to.
actually, I'm literally unsure about the roadmap that how I'm going to do because I have thought plenty of things over here. But if I say on a very brief, suppose your company, you have joined a company which is a startup company, and they are saying that we have some salesperson are there. They are going on a field. They will like capture customer details, and that will be one of our lead generation. And then our backend team or the telecaller team will call up them. Once they will call, they will filter those leads that okay, this is like called customer, this is like prospect customer, that yes, sales can be happening on that customer, or that customer is not interested, the sale cannot happen. For that we need a CRM tool. If we as a DevOps engineer can understand that how to install an open source CRM tool by any chance, so that will be added advantage to me, right? That okay, see, like my company is a startup company, they cannot spend on a Salesforce or SAP kind of application, which is like very high in demand but high in cost as well. So as a startup, can we go with this? Yes, we can go with. Okay, let's try that. Secondly, like if your company is again like coming up with a identity and access management thing. Now, as I mentioned, the Windows Server. If you are trying to host the Windows Server on cloud, you have to additionally pay approximately 50 or $100 additional as your server license cost per month. So that will be again an extra charge. Again, we will be trying to understand how we can find a open solution, open source solution. Again, we will find out that is there any open LDAP solution is there? Yes, open LDAP is there on
Understood,
Ubuntu.
understood, Saro. Understood. To
That
cut
is
short,
the
understood.
right.
Thank you for input. Yeah,
That's what like I'm trying, but I don't know like how far we can go. That's
yeah.
why I'm asking everyone to put along with me.
True,
Please put your knowledge as well
true.
because I might be stuck somewhere. I might be like unknown to something. That's what I'm trying. All your
Understood,
like
understood. It's not like that. It's
inclusion.
like a
Correct.
teamwork only. You do it. Thank
Correct.
you.
Correct. That's what the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So like the operating system which I tried here, Shomallo, please.
Yeah, first of all, happy Teachers Day,
Thank
Saurabh
you
sir.
so much. No, 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 sir, brother. We all are like family. As I mentioned on
Yeah,
my LinkedIn as well, you guys are family. You guys are like next gem or the next future to the industry. So I want let's grow everyone and let's be a family. Yes, continue.
yeah. So I've been hearing the interaction, okay, and
Mhm,
I just want to add something. I think one
mhm,
of the uh, team member just pointed out that whether you can share some roadmap or not. What I personally feel that every person have their own set of skill set, okay, existing skill set, and they are working on it. And as per, and also they probably have different set of skill set. Matlab, someone might be in a beginner stage, someone might be intermediate, or someone might be advanced thing. So in that way, I think when we actually create a roadmap, matlab, that would be a very generic roadmap. It can't be fit. Means if we have around 100 or 1,000 people in our family, uh, we can't have a customized roadmap for every single person. Okay, this is what I personally feel, and I definitely like to hear the same from you or anyone else who is already into this industry. And secondly, regarding the topics that we can discuss, as you have been saying that we all can uh, suggest topics that what should be covered. I think the best way is that we can actually have a sort of thing that uh, for for example for month of September, okay, and if
Mhm,
we are starting from uh, someone who doesn't know what is even DevOps is all about or cloud computing. So I think we can create a Google form, something like that,
mhm,
and everyone can share their topics. Okay, and based on your understanding, since you are already into industry, you know that what are the topics falls under beginners or intermediate and advanced. Based
mhm.
on that, you can actually announce. Okay, these are the 4 or 5 topics that we are going to discuss this one. Definitely, one every month you can open that Google form. You can have those things, and definitely the topics which has been not covered this month, we can definitely cover later on. Okay, I think in consecutive month. In that way, I think that uh, the group or the community will be engaged because everyone will be having their own ideas, their own thoughts, where exactly they are getting stuck. Okay, so I think that will be a great way if we can all can contribute. As always, sort of say that since he says it's a family, so I think it's everyone's responsibility to take actively participate and share their thoughts, their difficulties, their problems where they're actually getting stuck, or where exactly they find that there is no such resources available in the YouTube, so that we can make that resource. And I think then it will be not limited to the this community; it will be available to any person whoever have the access of internet and YouTube.
Sure. Thanks, Somallo. And I will definitely look into that Google form. So I will try and let's see like what people say. So we will that I will try to cover that as well. So coming back to again the thing that I was discussing. So most people like strive by the Windows server. So this is the point you can cover on Windows server. Mostly with IIS, if you can learn and the ADDS, which we say the Active Directory, that will be like a great understanding to start. Secondly, if I start with the part of what is this the networking or the operating system fundamentals. So you people all know about the word operating system fundamentals and etc. So let's come along with the networking. If I say as a DevOps engineer, what are the things that we should cover? See, first thing in networking, there is 7 OSI layers are there. You can like study on those things. The what are the OSI layers are there? Because what happens and why we should learn those things. Whenever we are trying to create a load balancer, there is two type of load balancer happens. As per my knowledge, I don't know, I may be wrong. One is application load balancer, which we say ALB. Another is a network load balancer, which we say NLB. What happens with these two, if I say, in terms of networking? So we have different layers. I don't know the exact all 7 layers name. So application layer may be residing on one number one or number seven maybe. So on application layer, networks understand that at the application what that data traffic is coming up. Based on that, load balancer works. So we will cover that thing later on. But actually, load balancer application load balancer happens basically. Suppose you have a website, suppose called Flipkart.com. There is slash suppose clothes or slash mobile phone is there. So when traffic is coming to slash clothes, so that traffic will be moving to suppose server A. And when the traffic is coming to slash mobile phones, that traffic will be moving to server 2. This is what application load balancer works or the behavior. And network load balancer does what? Network load balancer sees that from where you are coming, what is your IP, how much that percentage I have been set, like 30% will be on here and the 70% will be on here, or like vice versa, like things will be rotating. Okay, So this is how like the NLB and ALB works, and this is the one of the part of networking. So like again, like this is the part we should come up. Secondly, another topic what happens, and thanks Shomaldo for this, and people may be will be like grateful with this OSL here. Second, people like stuck somewhere with the IP address. I still till that I literally don't know the calculation, that subnet thing. I go to subnet calculator on internet. There are multiple subnet calculator are there. I do the calculation from there. What is IP address? If I say very basically, it's a 32-bit address of your network device where the another network device can communicate with your that address. IP address is basically is your unique address among your network. If I say IP address is available like two type, one is like private IP address, another is a public IP address. Private IP address is basically bounded upon your network boundary. Suppose you have your office or your company, your office might have different locations or different branches. So you can ping one office to another location's office, and vice versa. They can ping if the ICMP protocol is enabled, right? So they can communicate with each other, and this is we say the private networking. When I don't know where you are and you don't know where I am. Like Google don't know where I am basically. If I think like that, okay. So I'm still can access the Google, or I can still access the AWS or Azure or GCP or Oracle, whatever. How so? Because we have a public IP address. But do we have the public IP address in front of us? No. We have the domain name, and the when we put the domain name on our browser in the backend, it translates to the numeric IP address. Again, that searches on the DNS server, on the global DNS server. Then they fetches the information from the global DNS server, and we get the exact pages that is hosted behind the server. This is how the IP address is working analogy, you can say. So this is what the public IP and the private IP, and in technically, if I say the IP address is like basically has a two classification. One is a IP version 4 and another is a IP version 6. IP version 4 consists of 32-bit. IP version 4 consists of 64-bit. Currently, if people who are belonging from India may know the one of the telecom operator we have, which we say Reliance Jio, they are currently offering us IP version 6, where we are getting like IP version 6, and IP version 6 has a numerous number to distribute among the public internet. That is why they chosen IP version 6 instead of IP version 4, because IP version 4 has some limitation or there are some reservations and etc. That's why we are, or like world is like coming forward moving to IP version 6. Coming to the next topic in IP. So IP has a different, if I say the IP version 4 particularly, so IP version 4 has a different classes, class A, B, C, D, E, and most probably so far I know like class E is reserved for the research and government purposes, and A, B, C, D is like accessible most probably, or like ABC is accessible, something like that. So you can search again the thing on internet, because I will not try to cover the maximum thing, because if I say you everything then you will be like depending on me. Okay. So if I'm giving you some tasks that okay you go and search or ask ChatGPT in the call, so you will get some extra knowledges than me. So this is what my thinking I believe. So there are three types basically we use: class A, class B, and class C. I generally remember such that like 10.0.0 is like my class A IP, 172.16.0.0 is like my class B IP, and 192.168.1.0.0 is my class CIP. That's how I remember. Again, that's why I said like you like research at yourself how you are going to remember those things, how it will be going to help you in coming forward. You can learn on that. So if I say about cloud and DevOps, what happens if I'm suppose going to a cloud on Azure or AWS or any cloud? What happens? We create VPC on AWS and we create VNet on Azure. Whenever we are creating a VNet or a VPC, we put there a term we say address space. I'm taking some more cloud terms some in meantime so that you can also familiarize those things. So like coming future when we will be touching the cloud, so you can relate those things. That's what my objective is. Okay. So what address space is? Address space is suppose you are going to a real estate agent and you're saying that I want to buy a land, and we generally say I am a native Bengali. Okay, so we say katha. Okay, and I don't know like what English said, like suppose like the square feet or the thing whatever the measurement is. So you suppose purchased like suppose 900 square feet of land. Now you bought that from the real estate agent. Real estate agent doesn't have any interest that how you are going to utilize that thing. Now you thought that 900 square feet I have purchased. I want to divide that land into three partition with 300 and 300 and 300. I will create three different blocks with 300, 300, 300, and I will utilize that block with 300 like partition, and I will be selling or utilizing this thing. The partition we are doing like 300, 300, 300. This is we say subnet, or which is said as sub networking. We are breaking that complete network in three different parts, which we say subnet. You might see like if I go to my like computer's network settings, there we see that IP address is there. My local IP suppose 192.168.1.3. I get another thing which we say subnet mask. That generally happens with like 255.255.255.0 with class C IP. If it is class B IP, like 255 twice the time and 00 is the twice the time. If it is a like class A IP, then like 255 one time and 0 triple time. What happens with that? So this is again like needed when we go with supernetting, like breaking the network again with supernetting with that subnet marks thing. That is our like advanced knowledge in terms of networking. I do not have knowledge on those things. I know the topics. I'm just guiding forward that topic to you guys. Do chat gpt, do your own learning so that you can understand that how your local broadband operator till the time we had, now we have a Reliance Jio and Airtel fiber and etc, they are dissolving, but at the time when this like competition were not there in the market, how they are managing? So they were managing with a super netting, because one agent has a like maybe 300 customer. How they are going to cater 300 customer while they are their router is having with one subnet only? Okay, so they used to do the super netting. So you can learn the super netting things. Don't again overlearn the things. We are not a network engineer, but to have a knowledge is an advantage for us. Fine. So this is the part of like IP address and like the versions I tried covering on the networking part. Then coming to the networking part, if I say, okay, so I'm again like taking a short pause and asking you all, please ask wherever you have a doubt, please ask me. Or any person is thinking that I need to like may have need to speak in Hindi or something, so please ask. Yes, Shirish, uh, please, stage is yours.
Sir, actually, I want to ask. Actually, I've studied about the OS, about the
Mhm.
fundamentals. You just told that fundamentals is necessary for in every domain.
Correct.
which is related to the cloud or DevOps.
Correct.
So I've studied about the OS, but I can't remember that
Mhm.
because of actually the uh, knowledge is very knowledge of the OS, like how to explain it is very more in deep. So can you sir explain so in such a way that can we remember in the interview?
Definitely. See, I will be covering OS topics as well. I'm just trying to cover right now the networking part, which is one of the most important part. See, if I say about OS, I'm just giving you a touch. OS is happens what? Like we have a BIOS, the BIOS of takes the information. Then we have a post, the post full form. I like forgot the post full form. Okay, then we have the file system. Then we have a in Windows we have a NTFS and FAT32 and FAT thing. What these things are. Then in Linux we have a slash USR slash bean slash TMP slash home. What these things are. Okay, Linux has like swap memory. Linux has mounting point. What these things are, all those things will be coming under the what is this like the OS fundamental part. So I will be trying covering all those things. So I have not yet prepared all those things as I mentioned, like on the starting of the call, I was completely exhausted with my office today. So that's why I didn't had much time to study on those things. Yeah, I will definitely like try to study. See, if I study or revise myself, so I can give you a better understanding, a better knowledge on that. And later you can definitely add like some more understanding or some more things, so that would be the best thing. Today I'm trying to cover the fundamentals of the networking, because the persons whose networking is perfect, I believe that he will be somehow will be able to crack one particular part on cloud, because cloud is throughout network. If I know network well, then cloud is mine. That is the important thing. Okay, coming back to my topic. So, like as I like covered the IP address, as I covered the like some of the OSI, and Somalio has given you understanding of OSI, and like I'm thankful to him. Coming back to the another topic which we have in networking, we say DNS. I'm just asking a one question to everyone. Do you know who owns internet or how internet works? If someone knows, so please speak up. Sorry. Do anyone know how internet works or like who owns internet? Any idea? Yes, Greg. Please. Yes, unmute yourself and please say whatever idea you have, you can share. Okay. So my Greg might be having some network issues. So internet works with submarine cables. What happens? Uh, every not every, I can say, like most of the like big sea or like ocean, there is under the ocean there is a submarine cables being added. And suppose our one of our terminal is Chennai in India, and another terminal is suppose Sri Lanka, is like nearby any location to the what is a sea or the ocean. So what they are doing, they are connecting a cable. They have laid a cable from Chennai to Sri Lanka, suppose, or under Sri Lanka there is a Colombo, I believe is the name of the city. So we are connecting, suppose, Chennai to Colombo. There is a underlying submarine cable has been installed. What they are doing, India has a DNS server, and Colombo has a DNS server. They are on every microsecond or millisecond or maybe less than that, they're exchanging their data every time. that okay, this record has added, this record has added, and so on. And that's how like all the countries or the major countries who basically has the money to invest on those things, they have connected these servers at their own. This is, we say, the tier 1 companies who basically owns the internet. In our India, Tata is one of the company. They are owning internet one at the 1% basically, okay, at one like XYZ percentage you can say. Similarly, other companies are there who are like contributing their part. You can also Google like submarine network cables are there. Like you can search out. There's a map is there, I believe. So you can search on that map as well. You can get understanding. Then there's an organization called ICANN, ICANN, which that organization is maintaining that internet. That whenever we are buying a domain, is that a spammy domain? Is that already purchased, or is that should we sell it or not? Or .gov domain is like for government only? XYZ the things is being controlled by ICANN, and ICANN is controlling the internet. Okay, so this is how internet works. And behind the scene, if I say, or like all these things is basically happening with the help of DNS. What DNS is? It is basically resolving our IP address to host name to IP address. What is host name? The google.com, or we are just right now dial to meet.google.com. This is the host name or the domain name. So what DNS happens, just resolve these things. At what port DNS works? Most interviewers ask this question. So you can say 53 is the port number that DNS works. How do I remember that? Do you know AWS? Yes, I know. So Route 53 is a DNS service. Why Route 53? 53 is a port number of DNS. So we can remember such that way that if I can remember the service name Route 53, then I can remember the port number as well of DNS. Fine. So what DNS have? DNS have different kind of records. Fine. So DNS have different kind of records such that we have A record, then double A record, which is a 4 times A record, then CNAME record, then uh, SRV record, then TXT record, and so on. There are multiples of different types of records are there. What they do? Let's just practically look into the thing. Okay, and I will just try to cover the maximum thing. So I'm just trying to share my screen and just let me know if my screen is visible. Uh, just, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yes, visible, Soro.
All right, that's much. So if you see, this is my DNS server, and this is my own domain, which is takeok.in, and there are multiple DNS records are added here, right? If you see, there are multiple records are here. So let's start with this record, which is one of the main record, which we say NS record, which we say name server record. What happens with this? Suppose you have purchased a domain, like I have the takeok.in. Now I purchase suppose from godaddy.com, or maybe Hostinger, or maybe like any other service provider I have purchased. What happens? That provider will give you a portal where you can manage your domain. What you can manage on your domain? You can manage your DNS only and the billing part. There is no other extra thing you can basically manage. So far, so I know. Okay. So, but we like log into there because to manage our DNS service, and like the protection and other things are the different cases. But if I say on a technical ground, so DNS is the most important, the main important thing that we cover. So what NS server is? NS server says that where your DNS record is hosted. NS server means where your DNS records are being published. Like you might know some database server, which we say the MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, or MongoDB. So at some server, it is being installed that MariaDB, MySQL, or XYZ database. Whenever we are signing up any website or whenever we are putting some data and putting that submit option, that data is being gathered somewhere, so that is somewhere is storing, so that same server is storing all the DNS record I have. Fine. When you purchase a domain from any of the service provider, they say that you have two options. First option, that you either choose ourselves to host your own DNS, we will manage your DNS. And if you think, no man, I want to host my DNS to somewhere else, like we have AWS Route 53, we have Azure DNS, we have other service providers like cloudflare.com. Okay, so there are different kind of like DNS service providers are there. If you want, you can host your DNS server there. How we can host? We need to change the name server. Let me just log into my Hostinger account and I will just show you the entire practical thing. Just give me 2 minutes, okay? And this is how like industry works. Okay, so just give me a second. I think this is my email ID. And just to like ask, is the session boring or somewhere I'm like making it like it's feeling good or feeling bad or feeling what? Please share. I think this feedback I can get from you people, right? What do you say? Chat login with this account if it is there or what? So I think this is not the account. Just give me a moment. Steve.com. Okay, so this is my domain if you see. So I'm going to the manage. I'm going to DNS server option. If you see that I have already changed the DNS server name. So what I did on this change, there is two options as I mentioned, that you either use the hostinger or you change your custom name server. How can I get these addresses? Whenever you are adding your domain to any of the like domain service provider that I want to host my DNS at your own service, then they will provide you the name server details and you will put here. The maximum number is 4. You can put the maximum number of 4 the URLs and you can add that. Like we have Route 53 and the Azure DNS so far in my knowledge. So you can add those things. So this is how DNS name server changing happens. Fine. Once we change the DNS, now I have moved my DNS to where Microsoft 365. Okay. So this is my mailing service, the thing, and all the actual or the like other DNS things are here. So here, if I see, we have a record. What is a record? Suppose you are hosting a VM or EC2 instance or compute engine, whatever you say, on cloud service provider. What you get a public IP address. And suppose you want to host that public IP address to any of the website, what you will do, you will add that public IP address here. And if you want to put a subdomain means like my test, sorry, takeok.in is my domain. So if I want to add a subdomain, then takeok.in will be my actual web address, and that will be, this is how we can do it. Like we will be adding the test only the name. No more takeok.in. Takeok.in will be my suffix, which is like inbuilt in the behind. It will automatically take. But we have to do, we have to come here depending on your service provider. So add record will be there. On the drop down, we will choose a record, which is a IP address. We will add it, the like host name, mean what will be your subdomain name, and there is a IP address. Now you will ask, okay, if suppose my domain is my parent domain, like takeok.in will be my parent domain, and the thing I have hosted on my VM, I want to display it. That how I will be displaying that. So to like host the thing on your main domain without adding any subdomain, we add @ sign. This is, we say, apex domain. Okay, the spelling will be APEX, apex domain. Okay, so you can search this thing again, like what is apex domain and this thing. So you again like a topic to read. Fine. So depending the service provider you where you are trying, sometimes they say that you can keep it blank, sometimes they say you can create an ad. Suppose I'm creating a blank, so it says that the field is required, that means I cannot put it blank, so I have to put @ sign. Clear? Fine. This is what a record. Then we have an option for AA record. This is for what? For the IP version 6 IP address. If your VM is having IP version 6 address, then we will add AA record. Clear? Then coming to the CNAME. What is CNAME? Suppose again I'm taking the like example on this thing on little cloud, so that you can have a like interest and you can have a understanding. You might know one service is there on Azure, we say app service, where we can deploy our web application, maybe Java, Python, or Angular, React.js, or whatever it is, PHP. We can deploy our application there. Once we deploy the application there, what happens? Suppose I want to add a custom domain on my app service. The app service will give me another domain name, XYZ and XYZ. Or suppose if I'm taking you to the AWS, suppose you are creating a load balancer maybe. So you might see you are getting, instead of IP address, you are getting a web address. How you are going to add that web address? So that time you will be adding here the CNAME as your web address name. Fine. So sorry, on this point to address will be your CNAME record, the address which you are getting, and this is your subdomain or the apex domain, depending upon your choice. You will be doing here, and here you will be adding the actual domain name that your like cloud front or load balancer has given to you, or like lambda azure function app, anything. Fine. This is how we work with cname. most cases in most cases in my career I saw, if you are adding a cname, you must to have a txt record as well. Fine. It is like in my experience I saw like most of the thing that when we are adding a cname we must to add the txt record. It might not happen in some cases, but this is in general I see, and that's what I'm trying to say. What is txt record? Txt record is meaning for that I am saying that I am the owner of this domain, or I am giving you a verification that yes, I own this domain. How? Suppose you are adding a cname. So when like people will be like, you can also add cname for google.com as well. So suppose like x dot takeover dot in, someone typing, so they will be going forward to Google. So Google will receive a different traffic which Google is not expected for. Then how Google is going to then stop that traffic? To stop that traffic, Google is saying that okay, you own the domain google.com, fine. You want to send the like traffic to my domain from your domain, fine. So you give me a validation that I am giving you a txt record like xyz. Put that record on your DNS record under txt record, so that I can verify that whether the code I have given you is that matching. If it is matching, then you are the owner of the domain, and I have also authorized you to use my domain under your domain. Now you can communicate, you can work. If you know Google search console, GSC, like the marketing people use Google search console. So they, what they do, they want to like understand that how many traffics has came into their site, how many people from which region and xyz. They want to get a heat map or like analytics. So they have to add this txt record on their domain to say that Google or Microsoft that it is my domain and I'm giving you authority that you can use my domain for an analytics. Clear? So what txt is, and I do not know about this SRV, so pardon me on this. And coming to the MX thing, MX is the full form of mail exchange. Mail exchange means we are sending a mail, you are sending me a mail, so we are exchanging the mail, right? Whenever you have a mail server, it may be Outlook, it may be Zoho Mail, it may be Yahoo Mail or anything, or Gmail. Whenever your company is trying to add a custom email solution or a like built-in mail server solution, they must to have a MX record. The MX record will be provided by the company where you are taking from. See, my MX record is where? In outlook.com. That means the Microsoft 365 is my MX record. Fine. So my all the like email things are hosted where? In my like Microsoft 365. Fine. So this is all about DNS. And if I have missed any of the topics, so you can search maybe, or you can add on the next day or something. So if you have any questions or queries, please ask. And I think like we are good to close here today because it's already 1 hour. I don't want to spend much time because the things will
Sir,
be getting bored. Yes.
sir, how can we buy or get a free DNS for hands-on practice?
See, free DNS, it was there previous time, which we say the I like TK dot TK domain, maybe dot TK. You can search dot TK was the free DNS thing was there, or the free domain. If you see, I used to purchase like free thing. I don't know whether it's still working or not. So this is like you
Sir,
can
it's
check.
not working.
Yes, it's like stopped working. So, like later on, you can do one thing, like you can come to me at any point of time if you want to like practice this thing. I will be giving you access to my system. Okay, so if you want to practice anything, so you can practice. No worries. I will be giving
So
my system
because
access.
I'm doing with the Route 53
You
in the
can,
AWS.
you can do it. Maybe for
Okay.
like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half an hour, you can take my domain as well. No issues.
Okay, sir. I will be messaging you in the WhatsApp.
Sure, you can. Like you just give me the name server name. I will change the name server from here. Okay. Then you will get the access to your Route 53 and you can enjoy. And once your
Okay.
practice is done, you will just let me know that like practice is done. So I will be changing my to actual DNS.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
And no worries. See, you don't have to pay. I will pay like on behalf you all. Okay. So no worries. Like I just want you people support to like continue this session, and let's see that how far we can go. And there is no sir or anything. We are like brother sister and the thing. We are family. Again, I'm repeating, I don't like this sir thing, because when the sir thing happens now, then you are restricting your zone, and I don't want to restrict any zone. We are here on a free mind. Here we are to discuss anything that is related to our topic, and feel free to discuss, feel free to WhatsApp me. You guys have my number, you guys have my like everything. You guys have my LinkedIn, WhatsApp, everything. But don't call me at night. Okay, because I do have my daughter. She is like 4 years now. She will be like starting like crying, and then like I will be in difficult situation. So rest is yours. So if you guys do not have any queries or anything, so I believe we can shut it down here for the day, and I will like come up maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Let's me see the like what task I have in my home. So based on that, like I will be coming back tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, and hope that fine with you all. So if you have any questions, guys, so please do let me know. Otherwise, I think like we are good to close here. All right, I think nobody has any questions. So if you have any questions by any chance, so please drop me a message on group. Try to drop message on group so that the things, whatever you have a doubt, people will be able to understand the same thing and people will have a knowledge on that. So that's it. Thank you so much for your participation. Have a nice day. Good night. Or like I don't know about the grade. So good night, buddy. Bye.